All right, hopefully the mic is working this time. What's up, guys? This is the Gospel according to Mark with a C. He is I, and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. Thank you for joining me once again, my friends. Guys, I want to talk about something that I just saw on the news this morning. I haven't even had breakfast yet, but I want to get this out there because this is important to me, guys. And it helps if we start thinking about these things. I really do believe that the cure to everything that's going on out here in terms of the instability and the anxiety that all of us feel, all of this COVID 19 stuff. So much of the key to this is in developing a sense of mass common sense. We have to do the math and look at things in order to work this thing out. So, what I saw on the news this morning was this story talking about a recall that's going on with eye drops. And this article that I'm going to read is in thehill.com. And it says here, according to the CDC, tainted eye drops are linked to 3 deaths and vision loss. Now, tainted eye drops have been linked to 3 deaths and 8 cases of vision loss after they became infected with the drug-resistant bacteria, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. That would be the CDC. Now, the CDC said in a post on its website on Tuesday that the agency, along with the state and local health departments, have identified 68 patients from 16 states across the country who have VIMGES CRPA, a rare strain of the bacteria P. aeruginosa. Bacteria P. aeruginosa. Okay. The agency added that 37 cases have been linked specifically to 4 healthcare facility clusters. Now, health officials have also gathered 4 reported cases of enucleation, which is the surgical removal of the eyeball. They are taking people's eyeballs out over this from the infection. Most of the patients who have been infected said they use artificial tears, the CDC said. More than 10 different brands of artificial tears were reported as being used, but an over-the-counter product called EzraCare Artificial Tears was the most reported brand. Guys, if you're using it, EzraCare Artificial Tears, get it out of your medicine cabinet, get it out of your kitchen, wherever you keep it. The CDC issued a recall for EzraCare drops and some other brands whose products have been reported to lead to the infection. Now, the post states that EzraCare was the only artificial tear brand that patients in each of the 4 healthcare facility clusters reported using. The cases were identified over a period of months, and infections were discovered in different parts of the body. Now, the CDC is continuing a test. Continuing to test unopened bottles of EzraCare to determine if any contamination happened while the product was being manufactured. But the agency said patients and medical providers should not use the product at all while testing is ongoing. Okay, so while they're finding out exactly where the contamination happened, they're stopping the production of these eye drops and they're advising people not to use them, which in part is why I'm doing this video, because you guys know that I care about you. There's bound to be some of you out there, out of the over 11,000 subs that I have, that just might be using this product. If you're using EzraCare Artificial Tears, don't use it anymore. It's been linked to infection that in some people have led to their eyeballs being removed, among other things. The infection is being seen to spread. Now, as you saw at the beginning of the article, this has, at least the people that it's been known to affect, it's been linked to 3 deaths, all right, and 68 patients from across the country. Okay, 3 deaths. Okay, so we have to be so careful with this. But guys, the question that I want to ask is, and keep in mind, the CDC, they're doing the right thing. Go figure, in this case, where they're actually stopping production and sale and distribution of these products until they can figure out what's going on. They're stopping it in order to save lives based upon 3 deaths. Now, you guys should know where I'm going with this. My question is, okay, looking at what's been going on over the last 2 years in this country with regard to the jab, with all the people across the country who have been reporting not feeling well, who have been reporting sudden deaths and things like that, things that they're not covering on the media for some reason, the way you would cover something like this. I just saw this on the CBS Morning News. They led with this, okay? But with all of the people across the world who are reporting adverse reactions to the jab, why have we not seen a suspension of the jab until they can do studies to figure out why these people are dying? I know personally quite a few people. Let me tell you, okay? I was just stopped by a neighbor the other day. You can believe it or not. Normally, I see her outside walking her dog, relatively young, probably in her 50s somewhere. And she's always very pleasant. She always compliments my son. I'm always very proud of him. You have such a great, well mannered son. And I saw her the other day, and she was using a walker for the very first time, you know? And she stopped me once again to tell me that, you got a great son. He's very helpful whenever he sees me and everything. But she also volunteered to me that all of a sudden she's got two different forms of aggressive cancer. Okay? She showed me how she's going to chemo. She's lost her hair. Her fingernails are beginning to turn purple. She's not feeling well. She started to cry. And she said to me, ever since COVID, my health is taking a turn for the worse. Now, she didn't say ever since she got the shot. And I'm not going to ask her because I know these days that can be seen as tacky. All right, but I've heard many doctors, respected doctors in their field, who are not being brought on TV, who are not being given a voice, talk about this turbo cancer thing, where the shots and the spike protein, which does travel throughout the body, has been known to speed up unnaturally forms of cancer in people's bodies. They talk about these things. I'm not a doctor. I can't say what's true or not. So this is not information that I'm giving or medical information. I'm just telling a story. But there are doctors, there are scientists around the country who are talking about this. And for some reason, they're not being given a platform. For some reason, they're being threatened in their practice. But this is going on all over the country, all over the world, if you look. You have to look at cases like little 12-year-old Maddie DeGarry. Look it up, Maddie DeGarry, who took the shot. It was a trial in those days. And she became injured. She'll never be the same. She'll never be the way that she was again. 12-year-old, beautiful little girl, forever changed. Or Ernest Ramirez Jr. Look him up. Ernest Ramirez Jr., 16 years old, took the shot. He's dead. Days later, 5 days after taking the shot. 5 days. You see these stories all over the world. But still, you can go on TV and you can see these commercials talk about come in and take the shot. Go down to CVS or Walgreens or Rite Aid. Get the shot. Get the shot. Make sure your children get the shot. There's something evil going on here when you ignore all of these people who are being injured out of nowhere. Now you can say, Mark, you don't know. You don't know this the shot. And that's the problem. You can never know. You can never find what you're not looking for. But yet these people continue to be damaged. They continue to be hurt. They continue to be killed, much more than 3. So I have to ask the question, if 3 deaths are all it takes, rightfully, to stop the distribution of these artificial tears, these eye drops, just 3, then what is going on with the thousands, possibly millions of people? And this is closer to me than I'm willing to talk about now, guys. I've had 2 people very, very close to me who have been reporting that they're not the same since taking these shots. Some people that I love very, very much, who were healthy, strong, relatively young, no history of having any issues, all of a sudden now have all of these histories, all of this history of or instances of being damaged. Why is no one asking the question? And while you're asking the question and finding out, there should be a suspension of what's going on with these jabs. After all, it's not threatening life on the level that they say it is. The recovery rate is over 98, 99%. There should be no push for this in a situation where it might be that the risks are outweighed, or I should say the benefits are outweighed by the risks of all of these things. We have to find out what's going on here, guys. And when I saw this about the eye drops, it just made me ask the question. All right, so I wanted to put it out there for 2 reasons. Number one, stay away from the Ezra Care eye drops or any of these not re-wetting, but artificial tears. Stay away from them, number one, until they can find out what's going on. And number 2, use your common sense. If they would do this for 3 people, then look at what's going on across the country and wonder to yourself why they're not doing this with this jab. All right, guys, that's it. Thank you for listening. And hopefully this microphone was working. I never know until I watch it on the playback. But I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks again, guys. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.